All right, we can hand that
After
back.
that
That's
one.
hilarious.
It is
That's
hilarious.
good.
Did you see this,
Yeah,
Conway?
he
Really?
did. He did.
Because you know these
I'm
guys.
still laughing. Oh, yeah, from way back.
All right.
Wait, let's go here.
I wonder if Keith saw that.
Record pause. Why are you pausing?
Pause, we're not pausing.
There we go. Okay.
All right, we ready?
Did you see this?
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, and I do use that term, I won't say loosely.
Commander, did you see that?
I don't have a gavel.
Scandal's got it.
Does it? All right.
When you bang it.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Personnel Committee for Tuesday, April 11th, 2017. I am Alderman Stoyer. I'm here. Alderman Moore is here. Alderman Dwayne is here, and Alderman Slonick are here. Do I have a motion for the adoption of the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That passes. Approval of the minutes from the March 28th, 2017 meeting?
Move approval. Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I do want to mention that Alderman Nenning, Alderman Alderdorf, and Alder Vanderleest are also in the audience. All right, number 4, we have consideration with possible action on request to approve out-of-state travel. A, police. Officers Allen, Liberta, and Bray to conduct background investigations on police officer candidate in Buffalo, New York in April 2017 at an estimated cost of $870 for transportation, room, and board.
Move to approve.
Second. The way that's,
Oh, go
well,
ahead.
for discussion,
Yes, for discussion, go ahead.
the way that's worded is just kind of questions. So we're sending 3 officers to conduct background investigation?
No, sir, we didn't know who we were going to
That's how I
send, so
read it.
we will send 2 of them. So it'll cost a little less than that, but we're planning on sending 2. And it's only if the guy reaches the threshold of all our investigations and he's still a viable candidate at that point. The problem is we want to get him in, we're hoping to make a hire in sometime in May. And if we wait till the next meeting, we won't be able to get out there, get our investigation done, and get back here in time for him to make the next make the next hiring. So this is if he makes it through a couple of steps and we do all our investigations here. He's been in Green Bay for about a year, but he's originally from Buffalo, New York, and that's where he grew up, and that's where all his connections are.
Okay. So this is, I won't say unusual, just a little different situation than
Just
normal.
yeah, it's a little bit outside of our usual
Okay.
realm of where we go to get people.
We have done these before.
Right, but, okay. All right. Okay, anything else then?
No, that was just questioning the verbiage on it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That passes. B, police. Operations Commander Abel is to attend NFL Security Conference in Washington, D.C., May 17th and 19th of this year, at no cost to the city for transportation, room, and board.
Move to approve.
Who's
Second.
Yeah. Emily. Do we have a motion?
I'll still offer my services to go along, make sure you do your work. Once again.
Once again. All right, do we have a motion and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? There you go. Report back to us, I want to hear all about it. All right, number 5, consideration with possible action on a request by Alderman Moore for the following. A, eliminating health insurance benefits for elected council members and grandfathering those who currently rely or choose to rely on these benefits for 2018. We'll go with that
We
initially.
could take them both, actually.
Okay, and B, B, elimination of benefits effective with the 2018 spring election.
Sure, I'll
Joe?
just speak on it real quick. I know a few years ago this was brought up as a cost savings measure in the budget, but that was kind of an all or nothing. I think once verifying with personnel and legal that first off we could do this, and then secondly that we could grandfather people, it takes away that impression of pulling the rug out from somebody. So I think that any council members, I think open enrollment runs from October to
It usually is in the month of November
November.
for 2018.
So by the time the end of open enrollment comes, we'll know which council members are going to be taking it for the upcoming year, and those people could be grandfathered for 2018 as well. And in the future, as long as they're reelected and want to stay on it.
So you're not just grandfathering for 2018, you're grandfathering them, that they can
It would
continue to carry
grandfather those
benefits as
people
long
that-
as they're an elected official?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yep, and the concern is just, I don't want to pull the rug out from anybody that is using this and relying on it. But at the same time, if candidates are coming in, they should know what benefits are and are not available to them. And I think that, look, if all 12 council members were to choose family service, worst case scenario, it's more than $50,000 a year. in cost. So as it is this year, we're budgeted right around $7,000, and our expected costs, I believe, we're in the high teens. So there's going to be a budget shortfall as it is this year on the insurance. So I think this is just one place where we have a cost-cutting measure that isn't really going to hurt any of our staff or shortchange any of our departments or anything.
Okay. Any of the other alders, does anybody want to chime in on this at all, or what your feelings are on that? Tom?
Yes, did I understand you to say you had to check this with HR and legal, and we can do it?
Yep, and I didn't print it off, but I did get correspondence back asking my questions regarding about whether or not, well, the question was, because this is part of a pay structure, was whether or not we could have some have it and some not have it.
I do have a copy.
Regarding the grandfathering.
I do have a copy of the email that our city attorney sent to Alderperson Moore, and it says, "Hi, Alderman Moore. Attorney Chavez this is from Diane Allenbecker. Attorney Chavez has come back and confirmed that council has a right to change the benefits for the common council, so this can be sent back if you would like." And the other one is from Vanessa, saying that we've confirmed that the council's benefits are not considered compensation and therefore can be adjusted accordingly, including allowing them to keep the existing alders on while preventing new ones from taking the benefit. There.
And did you have the actual numbers? I know I was kind of throwing 7 and high teens and.
Well, the actual numbers of what it looks like we're going to spend this year?
Yeah, or I think the other part was if each alder was to take it compared to.
Well, this year, it looks like the cost is going to be about $19,000. The projected cost for family coverage for health and dental, if everybody took family, all 12, and the city's share of that would be $116,000.
And what will it be for this year?
For this year, it's going to be about $19,000.
Okay. I am somewhat troubled by the grandfathering, only in that I understand the advantage to the current alders, to the grandfathering, but that puts us in a position downstream where you have a council with some alders that have one benefit and some alders that do not. I don't know if long-term that's where you want to be.
Well, we've got that now as it is too with some, with Wisconsin retirement and some of that.
Mr. Chairman, can I just say,
Yes.
when the county eliminated theirs, the ones that had it could stay on legally. They could not take them off.
And I'm not saying it's
yeah.
a legal issue.
No,
To me,
I'm
it's a
just
question
saying the
of
county.
whether it's appropriate policy to have a body where there's access to some benefits for some certain members of that body and not others.
No, I was just saying the county's doing it.
Right. So my thought is this, I mean, we're told that when we take this position that it's public service. I mean, we get paid, I don't know, $9,500, is that it? Something like that? I'm just, as far as any other perks that we get as alders, what might they be? I think something like this is considered a bit of a perk, if you will. But is there anything else that you know of that we get that is considered a perk?
Parking pass.
Parking pass.
You
Okay,
probably
we
can
get
write
that.
transit.
Sorry,
You
thank
can probably
you.
write transit at no cost.
What's that?
I said you can probably write transit at no cost.
Oh,
Because employees
okay.
can, so I'm just telling
All
you there.
Well, and, so I'm not saying, I personally take part of the insurance. I'd be grandfathered in, if I looked at it personally. I understand where Alderman Moore's coming on this. We are going to have a tight budget coming up, and I know Tommy will be looking at that very closely as well. So I think that is important that we do look at it. I'm a little torn by it, though. I feel that we do put in a tremendous amount of time and effort into our position. So none of my constituents have ever told me that they would begrudge me something like this type of perk. So I might lean a little against it unless I can be convinced in the next couple of minutes. Alder Dorf?
I think the only way I'd be for it is if we did grandfathering the people that have it and are counting on it. I don't think it's right to take a benefit away, and it's something that I will never take. It's not anything that Ed or I, we're covered through the school district with money we put aside through the school district. We have money in account. We're not going to ever take it. And I don't begrudge other alders having it. Definitely. I didn't really know when I was running that wasn't even an option that I could have it. That's not why I ran. I bet you that's not why most people do run. but I wouldn't want to hurt any of the alders that currently have it. So I would want to vote to grandfather them in.
John or Dave, do you have any comments on that, or?
Well, I've got mixed feelings on it too, kind of like you did, Alderman Stoyer. I've always thought that, I know that we are elected versus being hired, but I always thought that it was fair to treat aldermen like you would a part-time city employee. And that means that the benefits are prorated. And if you want the benefits, you have to pay a portion of it. And I think I think we get it exactly like a half-time employee would get, like a cleaning lady or whatever positions there. So I always thought there was some logic in that. I know over the years that it has encouraged people to run for office. When you look at it, the requirements of being an alderman, I mean, you can get phone calls any time of the day. There may be meetings that you have to attend in the afternoon, in the morning, and in the evening. So it is a bit of a challenge. Not everybody out there can have that kind of flexibility. And I think we do get a lot of people who are either self-employed or in jobs that can be flexible, or retired people. And I do think it has over the years been somewhat of an incentive to encourage people to run. And I do think that that's an important thing, to make sure that there is enough competition. We haven't had much competition in a lot of the races. And not to say everybody will need this, but I'm torn just like you are, Mark. It isn't going to personally affect me next term because I'm going to be eligible for Medicare. So it's not going to affect me.
Me too.
Okay, but I can see that it may be a factor for some people, and I do think that if we treat council members like we would part-time city employees, there's a certain fairness to that.
Thanks, David. Tom?
Yeah, I just want to state, I was in a meeting yesterday, and where our attorney said we are city employees. We're considered city employees, and Joe is here right now if he wanted to elaborate on that, but there was a conversation and protection and welfare, and he says we are clearly city employees.
Yeah. I don't know. Joe,
there's not really much.
I see your eyebrows raised. That's
Exactly
who are we?
That's exactly like that's what he said. We're city employees.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
And I think Lynn also said that earlier too. So.
Okay.
I mean, is there a question of that or?
No.
Okay.
Is that what Vanessa's email said?
No.
What was the language there?
Excuse me. It said, we confirm that the council's benefits are not considered compensation and therefore can be adjusted accordingly, including allowing them to keep the existing alders on while preventing new ones from taking the benefit.
Okay. Joe, if it's not compensation, what is it?
I think there's a strict definition of what compensation is, and I think I would have to talk to Attorney Chavez on that, and I think her interpretation of it, I could convey that question to her, and I think she'd get back to you on that.
Okay.
Did you want to hold on this until that, or deal with it tonight?
No, I don't have to.
Okay. Joe?
Yeah, I guess the next part, that I would bring up is that, I've been here 5 years. Actually, all three of us were elected the same year, so Tom's the only old guy. He's been around for a while.
We still love him.
But, in what we see every year to year, is when budget time comes, we say, this department, you need to go without this equipment. This department, you got to freeze hiring for this much time. This department, you're going to have to go without this year. And can't you cut, $300 on office supplies? Can't you cut $200 on safety goggles? And Rick, can't you save $4,000 on our printing contract every year for our printers? We keep doing this every single year, and we do this. But what has the council cut? What have we cut from ourselves? What have we ever done as a body of 12 to maybe ourselves take a step back and maybe take a little hit for the team here, as well? And I think that we really need to consider that. We've got an excellent staff, and we ask an awful lot of them. And I think it kind of would, look, I'm not saying that us not having health insurance benefits is going to be a big motivational thing for the departments, but at least we would be a part of that, trying to make some cuts on our own and move things forward as well.
Just one point. Thanks, Joe. But, there's one thing we have, I don't believe we've had a raise in 5 years, right? I mean, I'm not saying that.
I don't know.
What's that?
No, we have not.
We have not. So it is what it is. I mean, we're in the real world here. So, Tom?
No, that was my point. I voted against raises in all 12 of my years. There hasn't been a raise in probably, oh goodness, over 20 years, maybe more. I mean, we have stayed at the same salary for as long as I've been here, and this.
Well, that would bring back that argument to city employees then.
Yeah, well, they
get a 2% every October.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're city employees, I mean.
Well, I'm just saying, we've done relatively well for our.
We don't know who we are.
Who are we?
Yeah, just what are we?
Well, I think, look, I don't know what direction this will go in, but I will go ahead and make an emotion here.
Go ahead.
I'm going to make a motion that we do eliminate health insurance benefits for elected council members, that we grandfather those currently rely or choose to rely on those benefits for 2018 and into the future, and to eliminate those benefits effective with the 2018 spring election.
I will second that.
Okay. Any other discussion? Well, that was okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Aye. Or nay?
I didn't respond.
You didn't respond?
No, which means it's a 3-to-1 range.
No, I voted against it.
I know, 3-to-1.
So it's 3-to-1. Okay.
So
All right.
It's 3-to-1.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, number 6.
And the reason being, I want to hear from more aldermen come.
Oh, I see. I mean, this will be going to council, by the way, too.
Right, that's where I'm.
All right, that's fine.
Tactical vote.
All right, number 6. Consideration with possible action on report of routine personnel actions for regular employees. Lynn?
Move to receive.
Or just, okay. Receive and place on
Move to
file.
receive and place on
Joe?
file.
Second.
Second, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Move to adjourn. Do we have a
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That's it.
Awesome. I got to take like 3 minutes to
Yeah,
check
no.
out 3 voicemails that I just got.
You could go, you can take 5.
What's your-
Well, you're the
people are
chair.
watching.
Right. I'm just going to check my
that?
voicemails here and then I'll
What's your name?
Is that okay with you if I
Oh.
rewrite
They're
that
watching this.
motion so that it,
I'm
clean it up.
yeah, and I'll probably talk to Vanessa
Oh,
about
we
it,
got
just
a
make sure
couple?
that it's, because I want to make sure I got
You
all
guys
the.
are.
I understand.
You're
Well,